Ankhtifi, first intermediate period of Egypt, the south was dominated by warlords, the best known of whom is Ankhtifi, whose tomb was discovered in 1928 at Muala, 30 kilometers south of Luxor. He was a nomarch or provincial governor of the nome based at Hierakonpolis, but he then expanded to the south and conquered a second nome centered on Edfu. He then tried to expand to the north to conquer the nome centered on Thebes, but was unsuccessful as they refused to come out and fight. His tomb is highly decorated and contains an extremely informative autobiography, in which he paints a picture of Egypt riven by hunger and famine, from which he, the great Ankhtifi, had rescued them. I gave bread to the hungry and did not allow anyone to die. This economic disaster is much debated by modern commentators. It seems that every ruler made similar claims. But it seems clear that for all practical purposes, Ankhtifi was the ruler and there was no higher power to whom he owed allegiance. The unity of Egypt had broken down. In Rise of the Theban Kings, it has been suggested that the invasion of Upper Egypt occurred contemporaneously with the founding of the Heracleopolitan Kingdom, which would establish the Theban line of kings, constituting the 11th and 12th dynasties. This line of kings is believed to have been descendants of Intef, who was the nomarch of Thebes, often called the keeper of the door of the south. He is credited for organizing Upper Egypt into an independent ruling body in the south, although he himself did not appear to have tried to claim the title of king. However, his successors in the 11th and 12th dynasties would later do so for him. One of them, Intef II, begins the assault on the north, particularly at Abydos. By around 2060 BC, Intef II had defeated the governor of Nekhen, allowing further expansion south toward Elephantine. His successor, Intef III, completed the conquest of Abydos, moving into Middle Egypt against the Heracleopolitan kings. The first three kings of the 11th dynasty, all named Intef, were therefore also the last three kings of the first intermediate period and would be succeeded by a line of kings who were all called Mentuhotep II, also known as Nebhet-Petra, would eventually defeat the Heracleopolitan kings around 2033 BC and unified the country to continue the 11th dynasty, bringing Egypt into the Middle Kingdom.